and it just zips right down the drain, and I have no control over where it's going. Box elder, I can pretty much control it. So the first thing you do is you have a solution of baking soda and water, and you paint the piece. And the baking soda will color the wood a little bit, so you want to paint the whole thing, even if you're not burning the whole thing. And it's inconsistent how wet it needs to be, or how dry, and I think different woods are different. Sometimes it'll just take right off. I've built two of these. This one was out of a neon sign transformer. It puts out 15,000 volts, and I wear 17,000 volt gloves. And I have 15,000 volt insulated wire. So I feel pretty confident that I'm not going to fry. Apparently some people have. I'm not quite sure how. I think they were just careless, but that's the American Wood Turners won't let you show in one of their shows if you do this. So the little light tells me that we're fired up.
Yeah. Or a big light.
And you just put the probe in two spots. And every time I do this, it's really an experiment. I never know exactly what it's going to do. So this is a nice burn. This is the way I like to see it go. Sometimes it'll jump up and come out in another spot. And now, say I wanted to go off of this other leg up here, I can pick that one up and bring it over here. And maybe lead it around, maybe not. Let's try this over here. Once they come together, then you'll be done. So that's it. That's the burn for that one. Now I can do the same thing over here.
What do you think the baking soda does?
The baking soda is the electrolyte, because the wood doesn't really conduct.
Yeah.
So the baking soda and water make the electrolyte and makes the burn creep across the surface of the wood. I think. I don't really know any of this.
Right.
So I don't really want it to come together there, maybe, but I don't have any choice. That's what it's gonna be. So I can probably go up here. See, and that's what I mean
Never
by
catch fire?
I can't always say how it's gonna happen.
Some good s'mores. Look at that thing would cook a mean hot dog.
That would not be a burn that I would want. See, that's already connected, so that isn't gonna let me do anything else, so I'm pretty much done, really. So then I would,
Is that what everyone else is using, Kenny? That kind of transformer?
the neon sign transformers seem to be the Cadillac.
Yeah.
People have used oil burner transformers,
Yeah.
and I don't know, they're about 10,000 volts, so they might be okay. I have the one up next to the ceiling up there, I made out of a microwave.
Yeah, how'd that work?
It burns very different. It burns deeper and faster. And it might be good like if you were doing a slab table. So this kind of brushes some of the carbon out of the burn. that would be. I thought we would try burning this. This could be a sort of an ornament. It's kind of big for an ornament, but thought we'd try burning that. Paint it up with the
Now, can you
electrolyte.
feel anything even with the gloves on?
No,
No?
no.
Probably just vibration.
I have felt a little vibration
Yeah.
on my leg if I
Oh.
get too close to the wire. It's just a vibration.
Good vibration.
Good one, yeah.
Rattlesnake only rattles.
Beach Boys knew all about that.
Kenny, remember to tell Sharon I do a good thing.
That's neat.
I would advise not telling your wife you're doing this.
I brought her along.
You're in big trouble.
First rule of Fight Club.
Okay, so my net. I'm not even sure you really need these, but I figure it's a pretty simple safety.
The guys that died didn't have them.
That's for sure.
Famous last words, I'm not sure you really need it.
So I would look for maybe a spiral pattern if I can do it. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get going. I think it's because it's either too wet or not wet enough.
And this is your box elder again?
Yes. Now this is pretty thin, so if it looks like it's going really slow, I'll move it around so it doesn't burn through. Just trying to creep around underneath, and I don't really want it to do that. Unfortunately for the camera, I don't think.
Did you ever try and paint a trail with your wet solution? See if it would follow that.
Well, yes and no. I've tried to do areas with the solution, but you gotta do the whole thing or you,
Oh, good point.
because it colors the wood.
What if you did the rest of it after?
That might work. So, that was what we ended up with there. I'll do something on this side. That's starting to dry out a little, so I'll stop that up again.
Now, I noticed you didn't wipe that one down like you did the flat piece earlier. Is
Well,
there a reason for
It's
not doing
it's
it?
sucking the water up pretty fast,
Oh,
so.
okay.
If it were too wet, then I would. Now, what I would prefer not to do is to join up with the other one too quick.
Well, it's just that sound makes my nuts sick.
It'll just tingle, right?
It's only a tingle.
We try not to do shocking discoveries here.
Huh? Nice.
interesting though, I did my fall foliage tour and probably had, 70 or 80 people come through. And nobody bought one of the electrocuted pieces and nobody bought one of the dyed pieces. Just got a bit arrested.
Traditionalists.
Yep, apparently so. Well, I was always that way too. I never wanted to, I always thought Mother Nature did a pretty good job with the color and never thought it. But then I kinda got into color and it was kind of fun, but for me anyway, it didn't sell.
Now, is that important, that you clean it immediately after doing it? Or if you let it set, that affects something?
I would do a light sanding on this after,
Yeah.
hopefully clean it up, but, it's basically, you're not gonna get a whole lot more than what you see right there.
It's warm.
It can be, yeah.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, I have burnt through
Yeah.
some of the thinner ones.
Yeah.
Anybody wanna try one?
Oh, I do.
They mostly do it for decoration.
Yeah. Totally, yeah.
Oh,
It's like a tree.
Yeah, kinda looks oriental.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to try one of those tree fungos.